And there is, it was Todd, whatever, from a few weeks ago we had a match. He is a little person. He's, okay, picture this, right? Jeff Jarrett outweighs you by 100 pounds. He binds your wrists. He gags you, throws you in a body bag, carries you down to the ring, and when he releases you, he says, I'm going to cripple a midget live on pay-per-view. Wouldn't you be a little scared? A little worried? A little concerned? This dude was bored out of his skull.
Well, he was little.
He didn't care. Guess, do what you're going to do. Cash me my check. I don't care. And so Jarrett kills him. And he pile drives him and does whatever. Gives him the mini stroke. Ha, ha, ha. He demands more competition, perhaps old women or farm animals. I'm not making that up. Out comes Puppet the Psycho Dwarf. Jarrett says, I'm much bigger than you too. This is not a problem. And so Puppet the Psycho Dwarf pulls out a handgun.
You know, I couldn't help but notice watching this segment that a couple of weeks ago there was a segment where this guy was in a trash can, and he was allegedly pleasuring himself as he was being interviewed.
Yes,
correct.
And people have been talking about this fucking trash can segment for 21 years, and we went back and we watched it, and our conclusion was, that's it. That's the segment that everyone's been talking about for 21 years. Well, now, you're telling me that this guy in the trash can has been remembered and talked about for 21 years, but nobody remembers when he pulled a fucking gun on Jeff Jarrett? He pulled a gun on him.
In the ring. This
he
was at
pulled
Brian
out a
Pillman
gun.
at his house. They're in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the fairgrounds.
He pulled out a fucking gun, and he is going to shoot Jeff Jarrett.
Well, the week before he was pulling out his gun. He was
Why?
shoot
You know,
it.
I actually have a theory. And that is that everyone's already quit.
Yes, I believe.
And thus nobody remembers
at the moment,
the guy with the gun because nobody at this point was watching. They were down to 300 viewers.
A large section of the fan base turned it off at the trash can and never came back. Because this stuff is...
I don't think it was a trash can. I think it was the show sucked.
Well...
And they decided, why the fuck would I ever buy this show? Which, by the way, you know, somebody's been posting excerpts from Jerry Jarrett's book on the board every week. And last week's show, he was talking about how, you know, we just got word that we're not doing all that many buys. Okay. Now, I understand that I think the guy's name was Jay Hassman. I understand that he was giving them numbers which were inaccurate and everything like that. But it's funny if you go back and you read the newsletters, particularly my newsletter at the time. Like, I saw these numbers, and I was like, there ain't no fucking way they're doing this many buys. There's no way. Who the fuck is... But it's impossible. But they just kept saying, oh, man, lots of buys, lots of buys. Well, it turns out, in fact, nobody was buying these fucking shows. And it's not much of a surprise as we watch this episode right here, where a guy pulled a fucking gun, and to this day, nobody even remembers it happened.
So Puppet pulls out the gun. Jeff Jarrett flees the ring. Security all runs out, and this kind of... They do the thing where they get in the ring and go like, oh, but no one confronts the little person with the gun until brave, fearless Jeff Jarrett returns, and he drops the little man with the gun with a chair shot to the back of the head. The segment continues. Jarrett is now beating up the little person with the chair. Security just leaves. They just all get out of the ring en masse as Jarrett beats up the little person and then beats up Elix. Why is Elix getting hit with a chair? What's going on? So out comes Ricky Steamboat and Bullet Bob and a Harris twin. Steamboat tells Jeff they can do this the easy way or the hard way. Jarrett says, I tell you what, send your boys to the back. You and me go one-on-one. If I win, I get a title shot. If you win, I'll go back on suspension. Even though Steamboat just lifted the suspension, now he's... whatever. The crowd cheers Jarrett making this challenge, willing to go to a one-on-one fight to get what he wants.
Because he's the fucking top babyface, even though he's the top heel.
So Steamboat agrees, but it's a trap, and Scott Hall jumps Jeff Jarrett from behind, and eventually Jarrett runs away. All right, this thing went like 15 minutes. In the end, let's recap everything Jeff Jarrett did and what happened to him. He tortured a helpless little person. He saved the fairgrounds from a potential mass shooting. He challenged the authority figure to a fair fight. He was then jumped from behind by a cowardly attack. All in one segment.
Yeah. This segment started with a match.
As the top heel
Yes.
in the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Goldilocks interviews.
Stunning incompetence. And we've just got started.
This is the show. We're not even a half hour in, I don't think. Goldilocks interviews Sonny Siaki for more talking.
Oh my God. Allow me. Because the details do not matter. She interviews Sonny Siaki. Sonny Siaki for weeks has been a heel. He has been burying the other flying Elvises. He has been saying he taught them everything they know. He has stated that they suck. He does this promo talking about how hot he is, how Goldilocks is not allowed to look at his ass, how he is the whatever. He sent the other Elvises home. He's here to show them how it's done. He cuts a total heel promo. He goes down to the ring for his match, and out comes his opponent, Slash. James Mitchell's Slash, who is a heel.
Oh, yeah.
Slash then proceeds to get the heat on heel Sonny Siaki.
Yeah.
Heel Sonny Siaki is to be the babyface in peril. The crowd is fucking dead because they don't know what the fuck is going on. This heel Sonny Siaki makes a babyface comeback, which leads to him being pinned. You gotta have an IQ in the 40s to write this fucking show, dude. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he a babyface? Why did he just cut a heel promo to come out and play babyface? What?
All right.
Am I missing anything?
No,
You are not.
You did a fine job. Everything you said is exactly right. In the big picture, that's what happened. I can add details because there's a lot to make fun of here. But in the big picture, that's exactly what happened. All right. So, about the promo, it was definitely a heel promo, but just as importantly, we have now hit the phase where they're just telling him, go do The Rock. Mm-hmm. Do a Rock impression. You refer to yourself in the third person every single time. Insult your interviewer. Just be a poor man's imitation of a ripoff of The Rock. So he's doing that. And he decides to go out and do this match by himself. It is Slash versus Sonny Siaki. We had 15 full minutes of garbage in between these matches. And then we got this match. So they're doing the match. It's two heels. Nobody gives a flying fuck. The highlight is Jim Mitchell on commentary, who has an item with him. It's a little gold box. He describes it as the Ark of the New Church. He says, inside the Ark of the New Church, I can have the blood of the Audad. Mm-hmm. And Mike Tenay says, the blood of the Audad? And Jim Mitchell says, yes, it's the blood of the Audad. And they argue about what an Audad is. And Ed says, he actually says, I'll look that up on Google.com. Which, for the record, I did. It's a real animal, a wild, chiefly brown bovine related to goats and sheep, also known as a Barbary sheep. Now,
I thought it's what my son said every time I would tell one of my jokes. Oh, Dad.
it's so much funnier that you explained it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, nobody cares about this match. To reinforce how much they're both heels, they go to the top rope and both guys get crotched. As my notes here read, he makes his comeback, misses a thing, Slash puts a bag on his head, pins him with a neck breaker in 740 of boredom.
Okay, he put a bag on his head.
Does it have chloroform in it? What?
I don't know.
No, you can't see when you're taking the bump, so it hurts more. I think that's the theory.
Right.
It's like when you get rear-ended in a car wreck.
So Jim Mitchell, have been talking about the blood of the Audad for the entire match. He gets in the ring and holds up the ark and says, "Here I have the blood of the Audad." And he says, I'm going to desecrate you. And he starts to smear the blood all over Sonny Siaki's face. And Mike Tenay, the professor, who's supposed to be the smart guy who knows everything, says, "Is that blood?" So a Harris hits the ring. The announcers aren't even sure which one it is. Apparently it's Heavy D.
Actually, they said multiple names for the one Harris. I
Whatever.
don't think anybody knew which guy it was.
No. So
Could have been both.
So Slash wins the match, but then Ron and Don Harris wasn't one of them. Ron or Don Harris beats him up to ensure nobody gets over. And then Malice comes out, has a stare down with Heavy D because they are big. Let's put a pin in that one. We'll get back.